But you heard it from Pep. The quadruple is still very much on and alive for Manchester City. But, Micah, seriously, how much can one result, one turnaround, change the complexion here? Could one victory here, when it looked like City might be beaten, catapult them into favouritism for the title?
I won't say favouritism. I think they've got experience within it. I told you before we started today, against Spurs in the first half, excellent. Against Newcastle, I saw signs of them being able to come up with this sort of performance. And that's why I said it. City's fixtures looks quite favourable, I would say. City could go on a run for 10 games. That's how good they
let's
can
have a look
be.
at this. Could they win all of these?
They could do, because they've done it before. Of evidence we've seen in the past. I don't think they're the team of the past, but what they've showed today against Liverpool at Anfield, especially when you go one down, have you got the character to come back in the game? And that's exactly what they did, and that's why I went strong. Watching them, everyone, we talk about stats, and we love stats. You boys especially love the stats. But when I'm watching them, the combination, especially that's what I was talking about, Mamouche and Semenyo as wide forwards, it was exciting. They're playing good football, and that's why I thought they could do something today.
Why are you laughing at him?
I'm enjoying it. It's full of energy, isn't it? But it was.
But as much as it changes things for Manchester City, surely also if you're in the Arsenal dressing room right now, it completely changes the thought process for them as well. In games that you might thought, oh, we're relaxed now, we've won 4 on the bounce, suddenly looking a bit harder, like Brentford on Thursday.
They can't let anything on the outside. They're in the driver's seat. They're in control of their destiny. That's what you want as a football player. You want to be able to feel like as long as we keep doing what we need to do, we're going to win the title. So I don't care if you win. You can win as many games as you want. As long as I do my job, that's all that matters. And I think that's the perspective that Arsenal have to have. Yes, cool, we understand from the outside. We're seeing that it might add a bit more tension, a bit more drama, a bit more jeopardy. But from their perspective, they have to be thinking it's another day at the office. We've got to go out here, we've got to do a job and focus on ourselves.
I think when you look at those fixtures, they look favourable for Man City, but I'm sure if, when we put Arsenal's up, it'll be pretty much the same. And we're talking about Arsenal still having to go to City. I think the Carabao Cup final is a huge moment for both teams, and I think if Manchester City won that, psychological, because then a lot of talk would be, oh, Arsenal can't get over the line again, another trophy. Even if if City could cut that by a point or two round about then and could beat them in the Carabao Cup final, I think psychologically that would be huge for Manchester City in that run. And I think Arsenal are the best team. I think they've got the best squad. I still believe they'll go on and win the league. But I'm just thinking where City can get a little chink at them. And for me, I think it's almost better for Man City that they're playing Arsenal than Chelsea in the final. Just for that reason, psychologically.
March the 22nd is the Carabao Cup final with us, and then April 18th, 19th, that weekend for Manchester City against Arsenal. Is it a question for City, then, of just trying to get on Arsenal's coattails before that game comes around?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I think the one... Again, we've been critical of the City team over the last 18 months or so, but if you're in Arsenal's camp, yeah, you're comfortable where you are, and the points total, and they're playing, and again, a lot of goals over the last week or so, the clean sheets, etc. But you don't want to be looking over shoulder at Pep, because they've got a history of hunting you down. That's the only... I still agree. I still believe Arsenal will win the league. But when you look over his shoulder, and today, when you see him... The Arsenal players would be at home. A lot of them would be watching the game, and the staff, and you see they're 1-0 down. City, you'd be going... There'll be an element of that. And you think, well, they might get a draw, and then to go on and win it. And Pep... And I don't know, sometimes we do kind of write Pep off. We do go, has he still got that hunger, this City? Is it a rebuilding job? And he just mentioned they're still in contention to win a few trophies here. And they will try and hunt that Arsenal team down.
Could it be a leaving gift, Micah? You said the club has a bright future.
Well, yeah, with him in it, I think. We hope. Because it's been superb, hasn't it, Dave?
It certainly has.